I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty excited about this project. My friends and I are making a actual play TTRPG show called The Grim North. Now, I was recruited for my fantastic roleplay skills as the humble goblin bard known only as Dreek. But I also know a thing or two about making weird stuff, and so I volunteered to make some props for the set of the show. I hear you asking, what is the Grim North? Well, I'm going to tell you more about it, but first we have to go and get some supplies. The Grim North is a tabletop role-playing show made by a bunch of lovely Manx and one American expat. Our first season is following the story of the Grim Investigators, an unlikely team of private eyes in the city of Cresta, which is basically a fantasy version of Manchester. So the set dressing for the show has to be equal parts magical realism, noir detective, and big city grit. But with our shopping trip all done, let's have a look at our haul. So to get the right vibe or the right theme for the show, one of the things we need to convey is an office setting because our team, our group, they are private investigators. I've got a couple of mugs here, which I'm going to stain with just honestly real coffee to make them look much grimier and older than they are. We found this old alarm clock, or old style alarm clock, I should say. We won't power it up or anything, and honestly, I don't even think I really need to weather it that much. I think we can just sort of put it up on a shelf and it's gonna look great. Obviously, a bunch of these little tea light candles so we can make little mood lighting, little ambient lighting, and all that fun stuff. We picked up things like this little cardboard box here, some padded envelopes, manila envelopes as I know them. These will look great to give that office sort of vibe and setting. Zoe donated this old lamp, which I think with a little bit of paint and weathering will make a nice little prop in the background. And then the last thing is just this miscellaneous little cookie tin that we picked up because, I don't know, it looked kind of cute, it looked interesting. Another part of the brief for making set pieces for the show was that our DM Mist really wanted a very industrial sort of look to it. So I've picked up all kinds of like little connectors and other plumbing pieces, valves, that sort of thing, just so I can give that kind of vibe to the show. When we were looking around our local hardware store, I also found these really cheap foam pipe covers. I can cut them very easily to the size that I need. The texture, the material doesn't really matter because with a bit of paint in the background, they're just gonna look like miscellaneous tubing and piping, and they'll connect to all sorts of random bits that I found. Sort of like this little bird feeder cage thing. I could take the lid off of this and have a pipe coming out of it. That could be an interesting little base piece. This pipe end cap cover here. Even this soap dispenser that Zoe grabbed at one of the shops we were at. We thought, well, we'll just take that bit off, and then that's just a weird little fantasy industrial end piece for a pipe. Not sure. The last thing I sort of have here for our weird industrial bits is this guy, which actually is a light that attaches. It's solar powered though, so I'm not sure if we'll actually get much use out of the light feature on this, but I did like this sort of weird globe top bit. It kind of makes me think of the warpstone technology that powers everything in the city of Cresta. So not sure yet, but we'll do something cool with this. Probably. The beauty of this setting is that I can take objects that already exist and just grime them up and repaint them to look old, weathered, and used. I know that these props won't be the star of the show, and some of them are going to end up behind the players, and so they won't be seen at all. Which is why I'm just giving everything one pass of paint, so that if someone does stare at it, it will at least look like it's part of this grim fantasy city. My tips are to use whatever you have, which for me is a combination of acrylic paints, coffee and tea stains, and some ripped up sponge to get some more natural looking textures. For the plumbing and industrial parts, everything is getting hit with a metallic spray paint so I can work quickly. The foam pipe covers are a high grade material, so I don't have to worry about the spray paint melting the foam, and these set pieces won't be handled once they're in their place. So I'm not worried about sanding or priming any of the smooth PVC plastic. I'll also bring an emergency kit to make repairs during filming. Now, another way that I'm going to fill up some space is just using things that I've already made. The level of technology in Cresta is similar to ours, so I can get away with having this radio that I turned into a secret diorama, my skull specimen, and even these potion bottles. These are all projects that I have made here on the channel, and there will be links below if you're interested. Starting a big project like this is always exciting and scary at the same time, and there's never any guarantees, but I have some very funny friends playing at the table, an incredibly charismatic DM, and the support of the amazing LGBTV studio here in Manchester. So if you want to find out more about the Grim North, I've included some links below so you can check us out. But if you like actual play shows, if you like Dungeons and Dragons, and if you just like independent creators, please do click that link. Alternatively, if you want to hear me do a southern accent for a silly little artificer called Dizzy for a couple of hours, you should also check it out. Thank you so much for watching this video. I love you, and I'll see you real soon.
Not 20.